In the last class, we had discussed about what is AJAX and what is ASP.NET AJAX and why is it required. Okay, so let me just quickly recap what is AJAX. Okay, AJAX is a technology or it's a combination of technologies which helps you to render pages or web pages asynchronously with the server. Okay, so when I want to update something on my entire HTML page, only a part of the page if you want to update without affecting the remaining parts of the page or the remaining sections of your page, and then you use AJAX. Okay, and it is useful to increase the feature, the workingness, the speed of your website, as well as the performance of your website can be drastically improved when you use AJAX in it. Okay, so we were discussing about that, and we stopped at the point where we said there are 5 major AJAX server controls available in ASP.NET. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that shortly, and once we finish this, we'll go to a program and see how AJAX can be applied in our already done projects. Okay, so before we begin, just remember these 5 keywords, guys. These are 5 controls which are there as ASP.NET AJAX components inside Visual Studio. Okay, these are the inbuilt AJAX controls. Again, I'm repeating this. In the first class, I had told about this. Whatever controls you are seeing in Visual Studio in the toolbox are not the final one. There are many more extensions possible to be added. Okay, there are a lot of third-party tools available. Microsoft's tools are available to add to that toolbox. The toolbox, what you see is the standard set. There can be an extension or add-ons to that particular toolbox. I'll show that towards the end of the semester, but right now let's focus on this. There are 5 extra controls in the toolbox. If you check for ASP.NET, there will be 5 AJAX components, ASP.NET AJAX components. They are script manager proxy, third one is update panel, fourth one is update progress, and fifth one is timer. Okay, these are 5 important components, guys. Remember the keywords, they are very essential. And let's see what they do individually, and then we'll go to the program. Okay, the first 2, what you see there, script manager and script manager proxy. Okay, as the name goes, it manages scripts as the name goes. Okay, but then what does it technically do? That we're going to see now. Okay, what is a script manager? Okay, it controls, this control manages a client-side script for Microsoft ASP.NET AJAX based pages. Okay, now as I've already told you, what is the full form of AJAX? Asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Basically, in any language you take up, AJAX is achieved using JavaScript only. All right, a JavaScript will make an asynchronous call to the server, to the PHP file or Python file or JSP file or servlet file asynchronously and fetch you the data. Okay, so that fetching the data asynchronously is taken care by AJAX, sorry, JavaScript only. All right, and so which means script, client-side scripts are required. JavaScript is a client-side script, and this control will manage the client-side script which is getting generated through ASP.NET AJAX. Okay, remember that. And by default, what does it do? It registers the script for AJAX library with the page. Okay, please note, whenever we write JavaScript code, you remember that there are 2 types of JavaScript. There are 3 basically, but then majorly 2. One, you write the JavaScript code in the same page as the HTML and you call it, or you write JavaScript separately and you link it in that HTML page. There are 2 ways in which we would have done JavaScript code so far, maybe jQuery also. Okay, but please note here, with respect to AJAX library, your script manager will register the script for that single page. Okay, because ASP.NET is filled with .aspx pages, right? So each page, there is a script required to be registered. That is taken care by the script manager. Okay, and it supports features like whatever AJAX is supporting. It allows you to support those features like partial page, web service call, etc. Okay, this is possible through script manager, and it normally does 2 works. It injects 2 JavaScript scripts into the page. One is Microsoft AJAX.js. Please note, you need not bother about it. I'm just talking about the internal working. All right, this is what script manager does. All right, should I bother about it, or should I add this AJAX? No, nothing. You just need to drag and drop a script manager in one page. That's it. Everything else is taken care. But then I'm just telling what it is doing inside that. It injects 2 JavaScripts into the page. One is Microsoft AJAX.js and the other one is Microsoft AJAX webforms.js. These 2 JavaScript files are getting generated and then added to your ASPX page the moment you add a script manager to your page. I hope this is clear to you guys. Okay, so let me move on. Why script manager? All right. You must use a script manager control on a page to enable whatever features you're looking for in ASP.NET AJAX, starting with client script functionality, partial page rendering. I hope you know what is partial page by now. Okay. Part of a page, not the full page, but partial page rendering, only a segment of the page to get rendered or updated. Okay. The other three controls what we have seen apart from the script manager proxy, update panel, update progress, timer. There are three major controls apart from the script manager. All these three controls will require the script manager to work, which means if I drag and drop an update panel without dragging and dropping a script manager, update panel will not work. Same thing applies for update progress, timer. None of these three controls will work if a page does not have script manager. Okay, it's like this. If you write, I think most of you have come across jQuery or let's say JavaScript. Imagine you're calling a JavaScript function called check validation. All right, that validation function should be either in that page itself or it should be there in the JavaScript which is being called. All right, if it is not there, it will throw an error. Just like that, all these update panel, update progress, update timer, or whatever timer you have, all these three require the presence of a script manager, without which none of these controls will work. Okay, remember that. And it also has JavaScript classes. And please remember this rule, guys. Only one script manager can be used for one page, an individual page. Okay, you cannot have multiple script managers for one page. Okay, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? Because in one page already, if I have added one jQuery.js file, I need not keep on adding different versions of jQuery.js. That will become a conflict. All right, so what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to add only one script manager so that it will inject the required JavaScript files appropriately. So one script manager can be used for a single page. That's all. All right, please remember that. And then what is script manager proxy? Okay, in order to understand this, you need to follow an idea here. Okay, this is used when your page has master page concept. Okay, so when you have a master page concept, please remember there is a master page and then there is the partial page. Okay, your child page. Now, when I put script manager in one, okay, let's say for example, if I put a script manager in the master page, that will inject in all other pages which are there. But then you will have to direct your individual page to the master page using the script manager proxy, which means script manager proxy would be just telling that where to find your original script manager. Okay, I'll show that in detail when we do the program, but please remember this. Okay, it is used when script manager in master page. Please remember that. And a web page can contain only one script manager. That's what I just told. Okay, either directly on the page or indirectly in a nested or parent container, doesn't matter. Only one script manager is allowed in a particular page. All right, please remember that. And the script manager proxy allows you to add scripts and services to the content page, and it allows your master page to just point to that control page. Okay, so where the page is available and where your script manager proxy is just pointing to that original script manager which is there in master page. Okay, that's the idea. And if you do not want to include specific scripts, all right, then we put script manager, then you can remove it from the script manager control. Okay, I'll show this in working, that's better. All right, and you can add them to individual pages by using script manager proxy control. Okay, I'll show that. Like for example, just to summarize this slide, I'll just tell you one thing, guys. Let's say that there is one master page and let's say 4 pages: insert.aspx, update.aspx, okay, retrieve.aspx, and like that we have 4 aspx files. Now, if you want to use AJAX in insert.aspx, please note you should put script manager in the master page, script manager proxy in the update page. Yes. Okay, please remember that. That's all a script manager proxy doing. All right. And let's move on to the important controls. Okay, the script manager and script manager proxy are just going to be just dragged and dropped once and being forgotten. But then these are the ones which you have to interact with to work. Okay, so the next important control is update panel. All right, the update panel is also a control that updates a portion of a web page without reloading it. Please remember this, guys. Okay, so if you want to update a part, okay, a section of your page without reloading that particular section, then you use update panel. In other words, partial page. All right, remember that. Okay, this is a central part of AJAX functionality in ASP.NET. Okay, in ASP.NET, every like for example, imagine that you have a div like let's say a div tag. Okay, in that div tag, whatever happens, I don't want the entire page to reflect, only the div tag to get updated. So for that purpose, I use update panel. Remember that. Okay, they are used with the script manager control to enable partial page rendering. This is the what do you call, the key part or the key component which actually does AJAX in your page. Okay, please remember that. And partial page rendering will reduce the need for synchronous postbacks. That's what I showed you yesterday with the traditional web application. It is synchronous, which means every time you change something on your page, a request goes to the server. Server comes back with the updated page, but basically it thinks it's a new page because of HTTP. All right, it is a new page because whenever you change something and you come back to the page thinks it's a new technology or a new page. All right, so it happens like that. And partial page rendering will improve the user experience because it reduces the screen flicker that occurs during a full page postback and improves web page interactivity. For this, I want you guys to just remember how that drop down list worked in our update page. Okay, you remember that update.aspx page where I choose something from the drop down, and as soon as I choose something from the drop down, the entire page refreshes or reloads. Okay, you might not see it working so heavily because you see that it works so fast. The reason is because it is localhost. Okay, but you see a small flicker happening. Just like that, one small flicker will come and go because we are working on the we are working on the same system. We don't have an actual internet server. It's a localhost server. So it will work fast. But imagine on the internet, if your net connection is a little bit slow, you can see that flickering or the reloading very evidently. Okay, that is avoided if you use an update panel. Okay, it avoids that screen flickering, as well as it improves your interactivity. All right, so remember this. Next control is update progress. Okay, so please remember what is an update panel, and next one is update progress. Okay, so before I proceed to this one, I want you guys to, if at all you can remember, please remember this. This is a very important formula of an update panel. Okay, how do you achieve AJAX in ASP.NET using update panel? A simple rule you'll have to remember. Okay, please remember this rule, guys. The control which triggers the update. Okay, I'm repeating it again. Please do have a note. The control which triggers the update and the controls which get affected by that update should be put inside the update panel. Okay, I'm repeating it again. The control which triggers the update and the control which gets affected by that update must be put inside an update panel. Okay, this panel will be effective when you have multiple sections of a page. Okay, please remember that. Okay, I'll show you that in working, but remember the formula what I said. The control which triggers the update and the controls which get affected by that update, or both, should be inside the update panel. Okay, what's next? Update progress. Okay, as the name goes, it just shows or gives you a feedback about a partial page happening right now. Okay, I'll give you a best example. Gmail. When you're uploading a document, let's say that you're attaching a document in Gmail, what will happen in that time when it is not refreshing your page? You can note that when you click on a file and you update it, you see a small progress bar. Okay, you see a progress bar going, but nothing in the page is getting updated. In the sense, you don't see a big change happening or a flicker happening when you click on upload a particular file. Okay, the reason is because they are doing an AJAX call to the background to upload that file. But in the meantime, let's say for example, if you're uploading a 10 MB file, okay, and your net connection is a little bit slow, you will take a little bit, at least a half a minute in order for that upload to complete. Okay, in the meantime, if nothing is happening, what will a normal user think? Okay, please note that from a developer, from a normal user, look from the normal user's angle. Okay, I click on upload a picture or a document or something I'm uploading. Okay, while I'm doing this, nothing is on the screen. Okay, I clicked on upload, I'm not seeing anything on the screen. What will I think? Okay, I might think that the page is not working or something went wrong. I'll refresh the page and try it once again. Okay, that's why, because I'm not seeing anything which is happening in the page, because people normally constantly want to see something on the page. All right, so if you're uploading in the background and not showing it to the user, that user might think the page is not working and refresh it, which is a big problem for us. That's why you see almost all payment gateways will tell that, okay, please do not click on stop or refresh this page, because it is happening in the background. It is not showing you anything what is happening, because they're saying processing, please wait. Okay, they have to put that progress showing that something is happening, please wait. All right, because it is all happening in the background, which I need not even bother about. How the payment gateway is taking the data, how the data is passed, how it is retrieved, how it is processed. None of that is required for me. How the file is getting uploaded to the server, I don't need not know. I just need to know whether it is getting uploaded or not, how much percentage is completed. All these things I should be showing. So this progress control will enable you to provide feedback, okay, about the progress of the partial page rendering. You can show it as just a loading, that AJAX loader kind of thing you have. Okay, the one which says loading, please wait, a circle which keeps revolving. Okay, you can keep a lot of AJAX loaders available on the internet. You can take any of them and send provide a feedback. Okay, and then progress of that partial page rendering should be shown through that update progress. Okay, for post back, or I hope by now you know what's the word post back mean, so I'm not going to explain much about it. Or initial page rendering, update progress control is not displayed. Like for example, if there is a loading screen available, that loading screen is not shown when the page is already loaded and nothing is happening in the background. Okay, if nothing is happening in the background, I need not show you a progress. So this control should be shown when an update is happening. Okay, please note, an update progress control should be shown when an update is happening. All other times it should not be displayed. That's what we are trying to tell through this point. I hope you guys got it. Okay, let me move on. This page can one page normally can contain multiple update progress control. Okay, each can be associated with a different update panel. Please note, there is no restriction on the count of update panel and update progress, but there is a restriction on script manager. Only one is allowed. Okay, remember that. And moving on, alternately, you can use one update progress control and show it along with all update panel controls on the page. Like for example, one loading image or progress, you can show it for all other parts of the page. That's also possible. Or you can create one progress for each update panel which is there in your page. Either way, it is fine. Okay. And normally what update progress does, it renders a div element that is displayed or hidden depending on where a postback originates. Okay, I'll show this in working now. Better you remember this, that's all. Okay, and while I was talking about rendering, I just wanted to quickly tell you about that question which I asked in the internal. Okay, what will these controls be converted into when it reaches the browser? Okay, I think I've told that specifically to you guys. I think you could have just checked it online also if you want. But just see that in .NET, when you drag and drop a normal button, ASP.NET button, when it comes to the client, okay, which means when it comes to the browser, it gets converted or translated into input type equal to submit, not input type equal to button, or not a button. Okay, it is going to button, what is there in ASP.NET, ASP:(button) will get translated into input type equal to submit in HTML. Please remember that. Okay, also, what about a label? Okay, please remember label control which is there in ASP.NET. What will it be converted into when it comes to the browser? Okay, this is another small question which you have overlooked. Some of you have written it will be converted into label tag. Okay, no, a label tag does not have extra features like CSS cannot be applied. In ASP.NET, a label, ASP:(label) will be converted into span, SPAN in HTML. Okay, remember that. And also last thing what I asked was grid view, that almost everybody answered. Grid view will be converted into a table when it comes to HTML. Okay, here update progress will be rendering a div control, div, div. Okay, a div control in HTML, because there is no such control called update progress which is available in HTML. So when it comes to HTML, it becomes a div tag. Okay, please remember that. Okay, last one is timer. Okay, what is a timer and why do I require that? Okay, best example is again Gmail. All right, so imagine that I've logged into my Gmail account and I'm standing in the inbox. Okay, now after I open my inbox, all mails I've read. Now imagine there is a new mail has been sent to me. Okay, I need not refresh the page. If I keep the page for some time, after some time you can automatically see there's a new mail come. Okay, please understand how web works. All right, whenever you give a request, there should be a response. That new mail which you received, I did not request, it automatically came. How did it come there? Okay, just think about it. All right, so when I open my inbox and I stay there, okay, when I opened, no mail was there, but I've kept my inbox open and I waited for a minute and then I see there is a new mail come there. Okay, I did not click on refresh, I did not click on inbox, but I saw a new mail. All right, how is that possible? Okay, because I did not trigger or I did not tell the server to give me the new mails. Okay, I did not tell the system to get me new mails and show me. Okay, but then it is showing me how. Okay, that is because after every particular interval of time, Gmail is going to the server and fetching that data. Okay, so it is fetching the newest data available. So it does it every 10 seconds or 15 seconds. You can decide the time. Okay, but Google, I'm not sure what is the time, probably 10-15 seconds maximum. So when you can set a timer. Okay, you can say that after 10-15 seconds, I wanted to trigger this particular action and get me some data from the server. For that, again, that is an AJAX call because it is calling through the background. Just think of your mail. Okay, in the background, after 10 seconds, Gmail calls the server and says, do you have any new mail? Okay, if it has, it gives you that. Otherwise, nothing. All right, please remember that's a timer. The timer control allows you to perform post back at a specified interval. It allows you to perform a post back at a specified interval. Please remember that. Okay, when you use the timer control as a trigger, okay, a keyword I'm putting once again, trigger. As for an update panel, the update panel control is updated by using an asynchronous partial page update. Okay, timer control will automatically reload the page after every particular time which you have mentioned there in that particular control, and it will reload the page and fetch new items. Okay, like for example, imagine that in your Facebook you're scrolling through and some new posts have come. Okay, how will I know new posts have been posted? Okay, after every 20 or 30 seconds, I give a request to the server and see whether there is new post been there. Same thing in Instagram or whatever social media website we have. All right, so when there's a new update coming, in the background, I want the system to give a call and find out if any new data has come. And then I want that to be displayed there. Okay, I hope you guys follow, right? So that is what a timer control does. And you must include a script manager to use timer control. Not only timer, update panel, update progress, timer. Any of these three, you must include a script manager. Do not forget that. Okay, so you can use the timer control to update an update panel by including the timer inside the update panel control. I'll explain that shortly. Okay, alternatively, you can place it outside and set the timer as a trigger itself. Okay, I'll show that. And you can also initiate a full post back of a complete web page using the timer control. Okay, that's what I'll be doing first. That's not recommended. Okay, but you can see that's what they're saying, trying to say here is the full potential of timer. A timer control can entirely initiate a full post back, full page refresh. A complete web page can be got once again using the timer control, but it is not required. Okay, if you are not setting it as a trigger for an update panel. I'll explain that in a short while because you need to understand that formula what I said. Okay, the control which triggers the update as well as the control which gets affected by that update must be inside the update panel. Okay, so you can run the server code when the timer interval elapses, and you can create a event handler for that keyword there, tick. Timer ticks. Okay, so every time the timer ticks, that's what we are going to write. Every time the timer ticks, what should happen? So what is the timer's interval? Okay, you should give it in milliseconds. How much interval after what interval? Okay, after what interval should I trigger my update? That should be given to you by the timer control. Okay, I'll show that shortly. In the event handler, you can include code that dynamically adjusts the behavior of the timer control. Okay, you can set an interval to specify how often a post back can happen. How often can a post back can happen? Okay, please remember that. And you can enable that timer on or off. Timer can be enabled as on or off. Okay, just a recap of what we have seen so far. We have seen what is AJAX. We have seen what is ASP.NET AJAX and why should we use it, and all the server controls of ASP.NET AJAX. Okay, so with that, I'll stop the PPT. Let me go to the program and we'll use AJAX in real.